Okay. Are you... Bro, I said reopen the thing. Okay, there we are. Alright. So, we out here. So, we're just gonna jump right back in and finish writing our wiki articles. I think we only have the one left. Well, okay, we have this one, and then we have to update the two existing wiki articles. And there's also wiki documentation on that, so there's a couple things. That's fine. So, I need to make a new one. Let me make this. And then this one has to cover basically, let's see, it's gotta do this whole thing. Um, yeah, that's good. Might need to import the class to, ooh, that's where the V is. Wow, fancy. The resistances modifier builder. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Let me just go and double check here. Oh, that's for the modifier. That's different. This is probably under types then. Yeah, so this is yeah, right here. Okay. DD modifier resistance modifier builder. Yep, that's what I thought. Just like copy and paste this and change this to mob damage modifier builder. Boom. To create a resistances modifier. Use the static create design method. This is an additionals and property of the type this. Adaptability status, adaptability amount, and immunities. And then we'll just put it here. Okay, yep, no, that's good. There's a non-zero chance that the stream drops at some point. I don't know. I think the Wi-Fi is still being installed, so I don't know. We'll find that out together. Okay, so we've got is modifier applicable. We also have another design property called adaptability mod. And then we have additional Zen methods. I think it's, yeah, adaptability mod. Your type is float. That is how you spell float. I'm very good at this. Typically, mods without an adaptability chance on spawn will have 0% adaptability amount. So you'll usually want to set this to something. Do I even, okay, before I talk shit about stuff that I don't even have, like before I do that, um, let me make sure that there is actually an article. Yeah, I can just link this article. Read distances I know how to spell. Awesome. You're supposed to be over here. Stop being not over there. Okay, so now I have to go over the Zen methods. There are two, three. I can't. I think they're all void, right? They are all void. That makes sense. Uh, okay, that's that. And then we have set adaptability, add immunity, remove immunity. I wrote two twice. Yeah, that makes sense. Whoa, that's not how you spell anything. Alright, so now our example script. I think it was the kenneled one that we were gonna do. Does it increase? I think it increases. Now I have to remember. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, no, no, no. That combines that. That's not what we want. I want to know how it applies it. It sets it to that amount. It doesn't add. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that's not what I want to. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. What I want is. Hold on. There's something not right here that I just realized. So check this, right? If I have this is the adaptability status of the mob, and then it comes in here and it sets it to optional of nullable. This thing, basically it'll set it to whatever the toggle adaptability status is, or null if this is optional.empty, basically setting this to optional.empty. But if this is not optional.empty, then I want to keep whatever is existing if it's empty. Whoa. So I need this to not be an optional dot of nullable. If it's present, if it's present, set it. I don't think I can actually do this, which is annoying. So I need to do if modifier dot toggle adaptability dot is present. And if new status is present, then I set adaptability to new status. Only if the new status is present. That way, if the modifier is unchanged, it doesn't actually change any existing adaptability. So we don't want it to change the adaptability. Unless I add a Zen method here. But then this would have to... A return value indicates the adaptability size should not be altered. I think this is fine, actually. It's probably not that big of a deal. I'm probably overcomplicating it. This is probably how I want it, though. And then the adaptability amount that gets added, and then it gets set. And it gets set to that amount. Shouldn't it be added? What does the contract say for resistance modifier? Set the adaptability mod. Oh, get the new adaptability amount to add. A negative amount will, of course, subtract. Okay, so if that's what the contract states, then this needs to actually add it. So adaptive amount is not 0. Dot get adaptive amount plus adaptive amount. Right, because if this is not set, then it's going to be set to 0. I see, I see, I see. Okay, let's go back to this now, and now let's make changes to this. We're over here. To a mob's adaptability amounts. Typically, mobs without an adaptability chance on spawn will have 0% adaptability amounts. You just want to set this to something if you intend on giving mobs. If you intend on making mobs adaptive with this modifier. The amount to add to a mob's adaptability amount. So long as one resistance modifier has this set to something, it is impossible for another resistance modifier to set the adaptability status of a mob back to what it was originally. Leave adaptability status unchanged whenever the mob had originally, slash whatever modifiers of higher priority had already set. Yeah, that makes sense. So also removes their bludgeoning immunity if they have it. Yep. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, this looks good. Typically, mobs with an adaptability chance on the spawn will have 0% adaptability amount. So you usually want to set this to something if you intend on making mobs adaptive with this modifier. Setting a negative amount here will lower mobs' adaptability. Lower mobs' adaptability amount. Okay. This is good. This is good. And then we have this. Okay, so now that's that. Now I have to do the wiki documentation on the flammability toggle, and I have to update the wiki on those two things. Uh, whoops. Now I can link this. Use resistances modifiers. Yeah, resistances modifiers. And then this would need to link to the page that contains the resistances modifier builder. This thing. And now I'm going to go to the IDDD event page. No, the events. Okay, so we got that. We've documented, we've actually documented the removed. Oh, wait. Update wiki on removed. Assign member this event. Craft tweaker plus general. Okay, okay, so we got that. Just 1 second. So, I'm gonna have to go for 5-ish minutes, and I will be back. So, yeah, I will be right back. I'm gonna actually end this, and I'll come back in 5 minutes. So, see you in a bit. All right. I'm back with souped up internet. Perhaps it is too juiced. Okay, so my apologies for all that, but we're officially back. Thought it would be for about 5 minutes. Dude said it'd be down for about 5 minutes. 50 minutes later, here we are. Apologies for that, but we're back. And we're not gonna waste any time with any opening shindigs or whatever. We're just gonna get into that. That's a word that I said. Okay, so I don't remember what I was doing. Right, we need to do this. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on here. I know that on the resistances things, the Zen setters, the set resistance, and the set immunity, and the remove resistance. Okay, so now I just have to do those things. So I'm thinking of having a bit of a section. Well, this is going to be more of a like a fragment here. Rename this to add a .md extension. Okay, so the original resistances pages, so there's what can you do with it? I can also have, after all of this, I can have does this have, okay, it is four things. That's interesting. We can have like a removed features. Okay, maybe we do something like that. And now what I do is I take the Zen setters and then we'll have a removed Zen methods. And that's going to have this. That needs a V in front of it. What the? Do this. No, dude, what are you doing? Oops. Okay, that works. Now, I can take this. And put that right there. Okay, so we have that. I also need because this actually documents the type. It does specify type. Wait a second. Zen properties, Zen methods. This should be void. I need to say that that's void. I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about that. This. And this is an item modifier builder and item modifier builder. There we go. It only has static Zen methods. Right. So then the projectile modifier is gonna have a projectile modifier builder. There's gonna be a mob damage modifier builder. Perfecto. There's gonna be a resistance modifier builder. And then these are going to be void. Okay. That's those wiki updates done. Now we have the wiki documentation on flammability for creature types. So I could just add something here, and don't need. Okay, so what I can do is I don't need you. Let's fade through to you. Then let's go to or my craft tweaker for creature type definition. Set flammable. So I have to add here creature type definition. Set flammable. We'll say it's since DDD 1.7. That are not flammable will not catch fire from any source. I don't need to save it. Alright, perfect. Now I have that. Now I can go over here, move this up. Now we have all of this. I have to add these articles. Okay, so we need to make a new page here, and this is going to be it doesn't really matter which one we do in terms of the order. Let's do is modifier applicable for entity. I can switch to there, but what I should probably do is do this, and then do this, and then do this. There you go. Okay, good. I'll just do this. So that's that. Now I need to create a new page, and this is going to be is modifier applicable for entity living base. And I put this here. And then I need another page. This is going to be is modifier applicable for item stack, right? Yep. Now we'll put modifier builder. Do 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 do. Okay, that's good. And now let's do the item damage, or just the item modifier builder. Item modifier builder. So this should link to here. Perfect, it does. Awesome. That's what we like to see. Modifier builder. Let's see. Now we're gonna do the. Wait, did I do the projectile one? No, I didn't. I'm gonna do the projectile one next. That's not the right one. Don't even bother with me. Projectile modifier builder. Okay, and now there's one more. This is the resistances modifier builder. Perfect. Do this, do this, do this, do this. That's not what you need to do. You needed to copy everything from this and then paste. No, bro. Uh, Whoops. Paste it. There we go. Oh my gosh. I didn't want to do it. I don't know why I didn't want to do it, but now I want to do it. Okay, there we go. Now we also have to edit the sidebar. Because we need to add the modifier builder. And we're just going to copy this. And we're going to paste it for this thing here. However, we're going to indent it. And this is going to be the item modifier builder. I'm going to copy this link. This is the projectile modifier builder. Yeah, that's spelled right. And then I need to copy this one. I think I just copied mob damage. Yes, I did. Okie doke. Over here. Mob damage. Well, what am I doing? Damage modifier builder. I need to copy this. Oh, the other thing, yeah, resistance is modifier builder. Resistance is modifier builder. Yep. And then we have the Oh, I just realized something that makes me not smart. Dang it. Uh, this is modifier applicable for item stack. Because this is not gonna link. That needs to be capitalized. Yeah, show all the pages. Is modifier applicable for item stack? That's where I'm at, right? Yeah, okay. Copy this. Go over here, paste that, go into the preview. Do you, if I open a link in new tab, do you go to the right thing? You do. Okay, good. And now we have to do the same thing. Instead of item stack, we have entity. And then here we have entity living base. And over here as well. Now I edit this page to capitalize this. And I edit this page to capitalize this. So I have that. Now I have to fix everything. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. Good to see you. I get to watch you again. Isn't it great? Good to have you here. So, I'll give you a little bit of an update. We've done a lot of stuff let me show you what we've got left. This is technically done. So now I can move this up here. Nice and easy to do sub gold bar fill up. It is. So what we've got, let me just switch back real quick. This is all we have left. Just those three things. This is kinda already done. This is not really that bad. This is really the only thing that's left. So, I'm thinking next coding stream, I finish up this, and then that just leaves the bubbles integration, which I might need to think a little bit about how I'm doing it or something. But yeah, it's pretty good. Um, Everything else is good. So, yeah, and now we are currently, I don't know what I'm doing currently. Actually, I do know what I'm doing currently. I am editing the wiki. And I now need to go into you because you are in a 404, right? You don't. Wait a second. Then what about you? Oh, you both work. Oh, it's smart. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. However, I need to replace this with this. That needs to be a capital I. And right there too. Dang it. Where is it? This. Oop. No, don't save it. Save it here. And now I have to do it for the other bunch. So that would be the projectile modifier builder. And edit this one. Modifier function, that needs to be a capital I. That needs to be a capital I. Save that. And now go to the mob damage modifier builder. Edit this. Modifier function, this is capital I, this is capital I. Save that. Then we have the resistances modifier. Modifier function, this needs to be capital I. And that needs to be capital I. Save that. That links to the right thing. Good. Okay, look at all that stuff. Oh, a long sidebar of stuff. It's somewhat organized. Well, actually, hold on. This is not... Like, okay, I'll definitely have the is modifier applicable for stuff be, like, after, but this is not listed alphabetically. Notice how everything else is listed alphabetically. This is not. These things need to be listed alphabetically. So, it's going to be IMPR, and then it's gonna be UUU. Okay. So I am. Can I just like move you up like that? No, I can't. God damn it. I'll do it like this. IMPR, and then you go here. Is that in alphabetical order? IMPR. And then these are after. These are specifically listed afterwards because these are like a different section compared to that or whatever. Something like that. And these are not listed in alphabetical order because I have all the craft breaker stuff at the end because it makes sense. Okay, cool. That is the wiki done. Actually, wait, there's one thing I might want to add. Oh, nope. I already wrote that. Cool. Okay, I don't need that entire window of Firefox stuff anymore. All right. Good, 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 good. Now, all I have is this. So, how do we do that? That's a good question. I have no idea how I do that. So now, bada bada boop. I have to go over here because I opened an issue for this, right? And I also opened an issue for this. We'll check on the between lines thing. Um, so let's see. It did. Oh yeah, it did that thing. Okay. Okay. This between lines compact. There we go. Okay, so that was the between lines compact. We're gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna go check 105. Vanilla behavior is blocking attack is blocking attacking from a zombie. Wow, what a beautiful grammar issue that has stayed there forever. Vanilla behavior is blocking and attacking from a zombie. That's what I wrote. That's what I wrote. Good for me. Blocking and attacking from a zombie that is on fire should not set you on fire. Indeed, it does. Maybe add a toggle on if it should set you on fire, or if the shield needs fire effectiveness, or if it should never set you on fire. All this as soon as you actually block the attack that set you on fire. Then, suggestion here, if enemy is burning and attacks a player with any type of damage, and the player gets burned as usual, vanilla behavior, the player can block the attack for 100%, the fire cannot be spread to the player. If the player blocks only 50% of the damage, then it is a block, so the player will not burn. The player is on fire only 50% of the duration. Oh, that's really interesting. What if, okay, bear with me. Where's my mixin for this? Because I have a mixin. I can just use the same mixin. Set fire for seconds. Oh ho 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 ho. That doesn't. I need a different annotation. I need an annotation for set fire to change the argument. Yeah, I don't remember what it is though. Huh. Okay. I need to remember. Mixin. Yeah, sure. Injecting the head of the center block, the head method to turn point for method call. After method call, shift amount, inject with slice, injecting, canceling, turn value, capturing local values. Okay. Oh, that captures the locals. No, no, no. Rejecting method call, rejecting get filter, modifying an argument. There we go. Index 2. Oh, that modifies, but it doesn't modify a call to that thing. Modifying a parameter. There we go. Modify variable. That's what I need. Okay, so I need at modify variable. Ordinal 1. Right, because it's going to take that to match that. In this case, I can use ordinal 0, and it doesn't matter. And then this at modify variable. So now what I want to know is in here, the set fire for this should be somewhere here. Set fire. Where do you have it? Set fire. Here we are. It takes a second. This time it's 20, right? And that's fine. But wait. Oh. Because it takes a second's times 20, right? But like, what if I want to do 1 second, but like what if you're set on fire for 1 second? And I have it, so it should set you on fire for half as long. It should set you on fire for half a second, but this is an integer. Half a second is it doesn't know what half a second is. It doesn't know how to count in half a second. It only knows how to count in regular seconds. So what I have to do is I actually have to go into here and actually not modify the variable, but actually modify the argument. No, not modify an argument. I modify the local. Do I have mix and extras? Surely I have mix and extras. Surely I have mix and extras. If I don't, That's gonna be annoying. I do have an alternative if I don't have mix and extras. I'd have to like redo the entire set fire thing. I don't even want to do that. No, 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 no. We don't need to do that. So I should have an at local. Oh, but it does exist, right? I should capture local variables we need. This is mix and extras. Mix and extras. Oh, look at the sugar. Okay, I don't know what that was. Anyway, we got it. So I can actually add an additional mix-in right here. All on set fire. Is there any sort of priority thing for this in its inject? Oh, that's cool. Um, no, it doesn't. Require, expect, allow. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Oh, what if I inject at value invoke do something? Oh, wait. No, because that's at head. I need another inject. Oh my gosh, I gotta inject into this thing twice. Private, what am I doing? Yeah, so then this is gonna be uh in my brain hurts. Oh, I need to set that. However, it's not gonna be unused. Seconds. And then we're gonna need a callback info, CI, and then we're gonna need a local ref. And that's gonna be integer, I guess. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Now, I have to annotate this. At inject method is set fire. The at is gonna be at. It's not gonna be head because I need to modify it after. It's not an invoke, though. I guess it could be... Okay. So, I think what I can do is I can actually do an add at head. This is value equals head, and then we need our shift, which is going to be at dot shift dot after. All right. But if I've injected into this, it's gonna inject after the injection here, or it's gonna do this. So can it even, is that even gonna work? What are my options for at value? That's shift. By target ordinal opcode remap. But I need to know what my at values are. This has a wiki I can use, right? Yeah, this wiki. Okay. Injection point reference. Before invoke, before string invoke. Oh, my head, bro. Injection point always returns the first instruction in the candidate list. When selecting within a method, this is always first instruction in the method. When selecting the slice, this is always first instruction in the slice. The injection point is guaranteed to select only instruction. Okay, yeah, whatever. I have invoke a sign. Oh, dude, what's invoke a sign? Options target. The invocation of the target must be a non-void return type and must be fully qualified if remapped. The ordinal index of the matching invocation to select selects all if omitted. What the hell is this? Like before invoke, this injection point searches for invoke instructions within the target instruction list and returns instructions which match the criteria. However, the method targeted must return a value. If this condition is met, then the injection point returns the instruction immediately following the invocation. If the invocation is immediately followed by a store instruction, e.g. the resulting invocation is stored in a local variable, then the injection point returns the instruction immediately following the store instruction. Okay, look at that. There's a store thing. Where's the store? Is there even a store? There is not. Search for invoke instructions for string invoke. Like before, invoke instructions. This specialized version will only match methods which accept a single string argument, return, and void. The string itself must be a literal string and is matched as part of the query process. Before field access. Yeah, but it's not a field. Okay, but I need to inject, because I need to change this. Where are we? Here. I guess if I did head and then after, in theory it could work, but I don't know. I don't know. Do I even want to do this? Because I would need to do DDD API dot accessor dot get DDD combat tracker, assuming it's actually, yeah, so entity equals entity object this, cast this, duck type it, and then if entity instance of Yeelp, then I do DDD API dot accessor dot get combat tracker for this entity dot if present. And now what I need to do is I need to do ct dot get recent results dot hmm. Open the implementation for this. When does this get set? Or when does it get cleared, I guess is a better question. When does it get cleared? On the attack stage. But if it like walks in the fire, there is no attack. But I don't think I can get the recent resistances because when this is set, let's see. Because this is attack entity from, right? So it's like, well, okay, that's not what I want to do. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Upon implementation from this on entity living base. Oh, it does on living attack. Okay, actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. It always runs that, so that makes sense. And then where's my combat tracker? Here we are. If it goes through, then the clear. Okay, so the clear should do that. Now, what happens if this is set on fire? Open a type hierarchy for entity living base. Oh no, right here. Open type hierarchy for this. Entity living, entity creature, entity mob, entity zombie. How do you do this, buddy boy? This is when it's attacked. Attack entity as mob. Yeah. Set fire. Okay. Attack entity as mob. What does this do? Attack entity from. Yeah, so it does this, and then it does all this other stuff. What does this even do? Oh, it's right now, that makes sense. Okay, so then it does this, right? Where it would attack the thing. And then when it does that, and it does attack entity from this here, it does the living attack, and then later on it when it actually does the damage. Yeah, in the damage entity thing, that's where it's done. Okay, so This is where it does all this. And then they have taken all the damage and everything. So I can get the currently used shield distribution. It will exist. Okie dokie. Do I have the armor parsing rules in here? Do I have it in here? That's fine. Yeah, this is where I have the default things for that. I think it would actually be under resists where this config option would be. Where are you located? Oh, util.lib. Okay, so I put you in util.lib as well. Okay, so there's a couple of fire rules. There's always, right? Um, there's vanilla, which is like never. And there's blocked, and there's threshold. So this is if the zombie's on fire and it hits you, and you block the shield, you always get set on fire. This is basically doing nothing. This is if the zombie hits you and you're on fire, you never get caught on fire. Which is as it works in vanilla. This is only if you fully block it. I guess that would just be threshold. Actually, no, this is only if you fully block it. This is based on a threshold of the shield's fire effectiveness. I guess I could do blocked threshold or fire threshold. So this is the amount of damage you block determines how much you get on fire, and this is the fire effectiveness of your shield determines how much you get on fire. And it's gonna take an int for ticks and a shield distribution. This results that has effective shield. How do you compute the shield ratio? Oh, okay. This stuck at recent results. Stop results dot build. It just returns a new thing, but it leaves it as is. And that will allow you to get this shield ratio for that. Yeah, okie dokie. I think I need that. Wait, do I not have... Oh, it's combat results. I'm a genius. Alright, so now... This will return 0. Now the block threshold should return... oh, this should be a public, by the way. That's what I need. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, so now this is based on the block threshold. So return results dot get shield ratio. The shield ratio is how much damage it's taken. Yeah, because this is where it actually blocks the damage. And then if it has an effective shield, then that's where we do that. Because we get the amount, we get the recent results, we get the shield ratio as double. It's not, it's that. Times fix. Cannot convert from double to int. True! Truncate that. So if I block 30% of the damage, I only get on 7 fire for 30% of the duration. Right? That depends. What is this shield ratio actually measuring? Um, it's measuring. The shield ratio is the shield damage over the starting amount. As effective shield. The shield block damage is the damage that values Dutch stream. It sums it up. That's the damage it took. So this is the damage that you're now taking and that. So if I take the starting amount and multiply it by this ratio, I get the amount of damage afterwards. So if I'm blocking 30% of the damage, that means this is now like if this is 10 and I'm blocking 30% of the damage, that makes this 7, because 7 over 10 is 70%, which is what I get left with. I get left with 70%, which means I have blocked 30%. Better question, if the shield blocks nothing, then the shield ratio is 0. In other words, this should be 1 minus. If the shield is perfectly effectiveness and the shield ratio is 1 or higher, I need to return math helper dot clamp, right? Yeah. Clamp this thing. Oh wait, no, I don't need to clamp it. What am I doing? Return math dot max between 0.0, or I guess it's just 0, whatever, and cast this to an int, which is going to be 1 minus results dot get shield ratio dot or else 0 times kicks. and then we truncate down. And I think we have to do the same thing, where I have to cast as int dist dot get weight ddd the built-in damage type dot fire times ticks. There we go. Now I just need to get the shield distribution and the combat results, which I can do right here. Local ref dot set. Actually, before I go crazy, I gotta set this thing here. Public shield fire rule. Shield fire rule equals shield fire rule dot always, which is just the default. There we go. Okay, now I do this. We have always. Do I have a option here for shield? Yeah, only if shield calculations are enabled. When blocking a blockable attack that would set them on fire. I think it's blocking threshold? Blocked threshold. It will reduce the duration a player is set on fire by percentage of damage blocked by the shield. Okay, it's pretty good. I need to do ct.get currently use shield distribution dot if present. And then I have to do ct.get get recent results. Yeah, okay. I have to do local ref dot set mod config dot resist dot shield fire rule dot alter fire ticks local ref dot get dist and then ct dot get recent results. But that's not actually everything I need to do. Modifying locals. I've injected into the method. Oh, this needs to have an @local on it. The annotated parameters type must either match the variable's type, the target variable's type, or be the corresponding local ref type. In the latter case, you can both read from and write to the target variable. The anti-parameters type must either match the target variable's type or be the corresponding local ref type. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Take to the wiki article. Good. Allows you to capture local variables when you need them. When targeting code such as the following, may wish to change Boolean 2 in such a way that requires the value of Boolean 1. Should be done by so. Modify variable. Add at store, ordinal 1. Target method, part Boolean modified for reasons, Boolean original, local, ordinal 0. They also received the value of the 1. Okay. Wait, what about modified variable? Modifying a local variable on an assignment. Wow. You'd think that I would have read this. Modify variable. We inject this. Okay. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. It doesn't matter. Um, I'm doing this wrong. This is not inject. This is an at modify variable. The method is this. The at is not here. It's an at store with the ordinal being 0, I guess. Yeah, the ordinal would be 0. The at... Oh, wait. This is not. The ordinal is for this. And this now must return an int. In which case, now, according to this, I can do a modify variable, and then I can capture. I don't need to capture anything though. I don't need this. But I will need this. Oh, whoa, 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 ooh, whoa. I don't need this. This is already set to ticks. Now I have to do an if on this. If CT is not null, then I do this. And now the distribution is not null. We will return the result. And then we're going to return this, and then this is going to be the ticks. Hey, we go. And then we just return ticks here. There we go. We got the combat tracker. We could have this be an optional, and then check if it's present. Might be a little bit better. And now I should make this an optional shield distribution. Get rid of this. How much is this? It has a 2 checks. I don't need it to have 2 checks. If it's present, I need to get it. This can be a disk yet. There we go. I could maybe try and wrap this in a bunch of optional mapping functions and stuff, but this is actually going to minimize the amount of calls that I have to do, which is probably important, so... Okay, so now this modifies this. If it's not shield fire rule dot always. So if it's shield fire rule dot always, we're not doing anything. So there's no point doing all of this nonsense. Just skip over it. It doesn't matter. However, we only need to do stuff if there is a shield distribution. Like if there is no shield distribution, then like this should not be called no matter what. So yeah, but this, if it's set to always, we're not doing anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's not bad. Now I want to take a quick little look-see. I'll take a quickie little look-see at Between Lands integration. Well, Between Lands compat. Same diff. Oh, it's the Between Lands. I was like, why don't I find it? The Between Lands. There we go. So what you do is you grab these classes, you grab all this, and then we're gonna set it to being that. And the Between Lands shield handler is just gonna get a whole bunch of stuff here, and what it's gonna do is gonna get the Boolean. It's gonna basically mimic everything that's going on here. Then it's gonna receive the canceled event, and it's gonna uncancel it. Was there any problem with the last time I did that? I thought there was a problem with one of the shields. I can't remember. Hmm. Okay, so one thing I need to check quickly is the time. Guess I could go here. Hmm. So we're nearly. I might wrap it here, honestly. This seems like a good spot to wrap temporarily. The stream kind of got disrupted, but that's okay. Because this is about the time thereabouts or something I think I usually end. Um, but it pretty good. We finished the wiki. That was the big thing, right? The wiki's done. The wiki is done, and we have set the stage to have this and this done, thus leaving only the Baubles integration left, which is huge. Because once the Baubles integration is done, we are done. So I'd be like, ideally, one or two more streams of DDD modding, and then we're done. And then I leave this stuff to much later. I don't even bother touching it, really. Look at all the stuff that 1.7 has added. That's a lot of stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap. This was good. This was good. We got some stuff done. A lot of important stuff done. Wiki is done. That's huge. And that leaves us with, again, just the shield burning behavior and the between lanes integration, and then the bubbles integration. And then we're finally done. It's been months of work. But we're there. So yeah, that's pretty good.